Hello and welcome back, the Education Nation. As always, my name is Chris Goyle. I'm a third year medic at Imperial College London, and today we're going to be talking about how you guys can get work experience even though COVID-19 might mean opportunities that are normally available to you guys are no longer available. I'm going to be telling you alternatives and how you guys can work around the COVID-19 pandemic, because just because there's a pandemic doesn't mean competition isn't as cutthroat. In fact, competition is more fierce than it has ever been before. In this video, I'm going to be talking about three things. The first thing is why medical schools require work experience. The second thing is going to be what you can do if your placements have been cancelled due to COVID-19, i.e. work experiences you can get at home. And number three, things that are going to make you stand out from the crowd. That's the structure of the video. Timestamps as always on the screen now and in the description. Without further ado, smash that subscribe button and let's go. So why do medical schools require work experience? Once you understand why they require it, you can understand what they're looking for, and you can demonstrate in your application that you have the relevant experience required. So the first point, all these points come from the Medical Schools Council, which is the official governing body of the UK medical schools. So these points are very, very official. So the first thing is they want you to have work experience so that you show an understanding of what a career in medicine realistically involves, such as the physical, emotional, social and organisational demands that career poses. Secondly, they want to see that you have had experience in a responsible role and in a caring role, i.e. they want to see that you've had an experience of being in a people-centred role where you're providing some form of care, service, support or help to others. And finally, they want to know that you have developed some of the key behaviours, values and characteristics that a doctor requires. And in order to do that, you want to be reflecting on your experiences. I always say this, reflecting and learning on your work experience is as important, if not more important, than the work experience itself. So what can you guys do if COVID-19 has cancelled your work experience placements, or the opportunities that would otherwise be available are no longer available to you? There are a number of things you guys can do. The first one being is make use of your online resources. So I know for a fact the Royal College of General Practitioners has created an online virtual platform called Observe GP, where you guys can gain an understanding of what it's like to work in primary care, understanding the various aspects involved within primary care. Furthermore, Brighton and Sussex Medical School have created a free online virtual work experience placements where you can understand the various medical specialities. So really make use of these online resources. You can literally get work experience in the comfort of your own home on your computer. It's never been more easy. The second point that I would say is try and reach out to doctors or medical students to try and find out what a career in medicine involves. If you don't have any family or friends that are in the medical profession, what you can do is maybe phone your work experience coordinator and say, listen, I know you've cancelled my placement, but would it at all be possible to maybe have a 5 to 10 minutes call or Skype chat with a doctor so I can really understand what a career in medicine involves? It'd be really useful for me and I'd really appreciate it. So just really use your initiative to find out what a career in medicine involves. And also you can gain an understanding of what it's like working in the COVID front lines right now, as COVID has changed the way healthcare would be delivered for many, many years to come. So it's really important that you guys understand this before getting into a career of medicine, but also it's just important when it comes to interviews and BMAT, because I bet top dollar that is going to come up somewhere in the application process. So the third major point that I want to make is volunteer. There is a huge demand of volunteers, especially now. Yes, you might not be able to do it in a care home, but there is a big demand for volunteers of helping out your community. Just go help out your community, help the elderly, help the people who are struggling, shielding with their daily necessities, such as getting food, prescriptions, deliver medications to them. Obviously enforce social distancing while you're doing this, but you can really, really help out these individuals. There's a big demand for volunteers. Become a British Red Cross Community Reserve volunteer. Be in a food bank. There is a huge demand for these guys. And as well, there is a national online database, volunteering database called doit.org. It's on the screen right now. Check out all the volunteering opportunities around you and things that are going to be convenient and suitable for you and things that you are interested in. So check out that database as well. You know, organising volunteering is always very, very simple, and there's always a demand for volunteers. So I encourage you guys to volunteer. It's very, very important for your applications, and also just for personal gratification and the fact that you guys are young, healthy, and you can really make a difference in the community. The fourth, final thing I would say is try and reschedule your placements. Yes, you may have that dreaded phone call. Oh, sorry mate, yeah, we could cancel your placements because of COVID. Just go back to them, or if you haven't had that phone call yet, just say to them, look, I know it won't be possible to do it as planned. However, would there be an opportunity to maybe postpone it, maybe do it sometime in the future? Because when they start to reinstate it after this COVID thing has cleared, then you don't want to be left out. So try and reschedule it if possible. Like I say, if you don't ask, you don't get. Okay, so now the final point that we're going to make in this video is things that you guys can do to stand out from the crowd. Now the first thing that I recommend you guys to do is, number one, make use of your time in lockdown. So for that, I'd recommend reading medical books. I would also recommend maybe doing an EPQ, as well as doing maybe some MOOCs or the online Harvard courses that are now free. So Harvard Uni are actually offering some courses, so that will show that you've got some appreciation of university independent style learning. And the third thing that I would say, now this is the main point, is that try and maybe get involved in some research projects. I know there are many research projects going on right now where they are requiring students to do some number crunching, some data crunching. So try and get involved with that. Yes, it might be quite mundane, but think of the bigger picture. Many of the top medical schools, Imperial, Oxford, Cambridge, what they do is they're very research orientated, and also any uni that offers intercalation and has that research focus, it's really going to appeal to them. So maybe try and get involved in some form of research, be it a research project, or it can be something like an EPQ. I, for instance, did an EPQ, thoroughly enjoyed it. I just want to make clear that actual clinical work experience is not a requirement for medical schools. So don't worry if you can't actually get any clinical work experience. Just follow the tips I've said in the video. This has been today's video. It's all about how you guys can really make use of this situation and combat the problems COVID-19 are posing for your applications, and how you can succeed no matter what. It's been your boy, Tomorrow's Medic, from Education Nation, over and out.